Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And thank you so much if you're watching this in the replay. We appreciate you being here. I can't promise you very deep conversations. It's probably going to be very weird, but that's this series is all about. So, we're not talking about tarot or tarot related stuff or sad stuff because, I have other streams for those. And hello, Diane. Thank you so much for being here.
Deanna, hello.
See, we're a threesome for now, and I don't mind. So yeah, I have the lovely Regina, and she agreed to sit with me for at least an hour. I don't know, but we have Gerald as well here, so we're just gonna continue what we started about circus peanuts and wires and fruit flies.
Yes, and I was showing Orshi before. This is so funny. I'm like, oh, now I gotta show everyone the stuff we talked about. So the circus peanuts the candy themselves had to, of course, go
Bye-bye.
away. Yes. They're, they have served their purpose and they're off to better pastures now. So with the wires that I had left, I can't throw away wire, like if I think I can use it. So I made a monster out of all their limbs.
And I think it looks really cute. And I disagree. I don't think it's a monster. I think it's a drummer boy who plays the drum on his belly.
So there you go. There's your circus peanuts limbs. They've been reborn.
Sorry?
I said they've been reborn. Hello, Diane.
Because they had to get over being part of that circus peanuts performance.
They must redeem themselves.
I think Melinda. I'm gonna say Melinda, and if it's not your name, I'm really, really sorry. But I don't have my notes with me because I'm unprepared. For once, I mean, I can be right. Hi, Jackie.
What? It's kind of a let's just hang out and talk about
exactly.
whatever.
I mean, we're not serious here tonight.
No, we are never serious.
Sometimes, but not tonight.
No, not tonight. So I have to hello, Glinda and Renee.
Hi.
And Jackie. And I swear, I think I missed somebody. Where'd they go?
Hopefully just in the chat, not in real life.
Oh, yeah, no. Oh my gosh. So I have to tell you that I have been a bad girl when it comes to staying up on pop culture lately. I realized this entire past week, I did not watch any shows on Netflix. And
oh my God.
I know. I was like, what? And I had so many shows, and now I'm like, I don't know if I could even name one. I'm still watching Riverdale. It's still driving me crazy. I'm like, why am I watching this show? It drives me nuts.
I quit that show because it was fucking annoying. I'm sorry, I'm too old for that. I watched that shit multiple times. One Tree Hill, all that,
Yeah.
I already watched them, so
it's like same old. But I don't know what it is, but I am getting a kick out of all those 90 cults kind of icons that just randomly keep showing up in the show. Is as soon as I'm no, that's it, I'm out, I don't need to watch it, one of them kind of rolls up on screen as a new character.
And Beverly Hills 909, whatever it was called. All those,
right?
They are dads now, so.
And then Machen Amick is from Twin Peaks, and I'm like, that's my jam. So I
wasn't allowed to watch Twin Peaks. My parents didn't let me, and I don't mind because I remember one of my classmates, because they were watching, they told me that the killer shoved metal ladders under someone's nail. That was
yes.
And I was like, I don't want anything to do with anything that they do that. So I was like, thank you, no thank you. So yeah, I never watched Twin Peaks. I was too young to watch it when it was on, and later I just I watched psycho thrillers with serial killers because I don't know. That's easier.
Oh. Isn't that funny? I remember I was so sensitive to things when I was a little kid. I would run out of the room screaming. I'd have nightmares, want to throw up with stuff. And now it's oh, there's death and mayhem and murder, I'm in. Like, why?
I don't like horror.
Like,
I
it's
don't like
super
going.
weird. I like atmospheric. I don't like when I see. I don't
Yeah, I
like.
mean,
I
I don't
still
need
can't take
the
it.
slashing, the chopping, the
Yeah,
jump scares. No,
like
I don't handle that.
Lock and Key is kind of my speed for horror. Have you watched that one?
I started watching the first few. I watched the first few episodes, but I was like, but everyone keeps talking about it, so I might finish it at some point. But it's not high on my watch list.
I had to warm up to it a little bit, like the establishing, like, kind of couple of episodes. I was like, eh. And then it
Yeah,
just
but
got
I'm like, there's so
kept
many
getting
shit.
cooler.
If you're not good in the first episode, I don't have time to,
Yeah.
I mean, it's mean, but
No,
even
it's
though even
not
though
mean.
it's just weird because I just finished the Canadian TV show called Surreal Estate,
Ooh.
and it's bad. It's just bad, but the potential is there, and that kept me going. And I finished the whole freaking season, and I know I'm gonna watch the second one, even though it drives me nuts because the writing is not consistent. They miss out on so many good plot lines, and they just drive me crazy. But because I know that this could be a brilliant show, but they
Right.
keep fucking it up. Yet I keep watching it, so I don't know why. So yeah.
There's so much stuff that's like that. I'm like, why? And I'm like, and I know there's good things that I just would love that are there.
Yeah, I know.
Like, what am I doing?
Yeah, and I'm weird like that because if something is very popular, I can't read it, I can't watch it, I can't listen to it. It's just immediately I'm like,
Right. And then there's some other things that I'm like, I'll put on and I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna hate this. I'll probably watch 5 minutes of it. And then I'm like glued and can't stop watching. And I'm
Mhm.
like, this is amazing. And
Yeah,
it wasn't expecting it. I kind of love when I find those things.
yeah, and it happens often that I'm like, oh, this show is actually so good, and one of my sisters is like, yeah, I told you to watch it. I'm like, okay, okay. Because we keep recommending stuff to each other, and then no one is watching it when the other person is recommending it, and then comes back, I don't know, a year later, that, oh, I just watched this amazing movie and it was so good, and someone is going to be, yeah, I told you to watch it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. There's
Hi,
so much
Tanji.
like that. Tangy, hello.
Yeah, Twin Peaks is cool. I don't like cruelty and stuff like that. I enjoy watching those when the I can be with the police and catch the serial killers because I'm interested in why these people do what they do. So I watch a lot of true crime shit.
Oh, okay.
Even though I shouldn't watch it because sometimes it just gets too much.
Ooh, if we're gonna talk about true crime and
Yeah,
those kinds of shows, we have to talk about the mystery ones. Like,
yeah.
what do you think about the
Oh,
aliens? Here's my UFO. I
that looks
finished it.
amazing. I mean, I saw the picture on Facebook and it just looks so amazing. Is that a fruit bowl, my darling?
Well, I figure it can be a UFO and you can just stuff all your aliens in there.
Yeah.
Or
Oh,
because I'm gonna make a bunch more of these guys and they do all fit inside. I just like them on top like that. I just think it's
I mean,
fun.
they need to see, they are
That's
on
right.
sightseeing tour.
They have to go. Where are the cows? We
Yeah,
we need
they have a
we need
party. I
some cow
can already
parts.
tell.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
guy I think is doing a face plant. He's like, oh,
Oh,
I
hi,
drank a little
Simon.
too
Thank you
much
for
mead.
joining.
Hello. Hi,
I mean,
Simon.
yeah, hopefully we're not going to say anything that ruin your cooking.
But like, let's say you lose all the aliens, then what you could do is like use it as a hanging basket and put like you could
Oh,
put like potpourri
right.
in it and stuff, and then it's a diffuser.
I mean,
But
I would set it up somewhere in a corner, like a diorama or how is it called?
and
Do
then
what
on
you
the
need.
I was ridiculous with this thing, and it took days and days. But
I
like,
can
I'm
imagine.
taking my aliens out so I can play
They are
with
so
them.
cute.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, I know I say cute so often that it starts to annoy me because
Oh no.
I just did the uh, smoke, ash, and embers deck walkthrough, and I was like,
I saw that and I saw your comment. I'm like, I think we all do that, right? Like there'll be like one word or phrase that just kind of
Yeah,
encapsulates.
but with this deck, it was. I mean, I was like, it was good that you couldn't see my face because I was like, ah! Yeah. But I was waiting for the damn deck for so long, and it's just so amazing because I have my dragons in a tarot form. So
Ooh. So I have to show you how like ridiculous I got with this thing because I was like, well, the bottom's real that no one's going to look at. It's really important, right? Because it has to if it sits in sand, it has to be able to make crop circles. So I made
ooh, you're
all
right.
these-
You're absolutely right.
all of these swirls. I'm like,
I was
what?
just thinking they need furniture. I mean, there's
Well,
nothing in the cockpit.
so the idea though is like you just figure the centrifugal force from the thing spinning is going to
Oh,
hold
okay.
them into play.
You look like you're shopping for aliens right now.
I am.
Like, I'm gonna put some in my basket.
Alien shopping cart. Next hit from like Tuckbox Rage. But like those rides, so if you spin it, the centrifugal force will hold them in place.
Ah, okay.
Like that amusement park ride.
Oh, okay. So different sort of technology that I would use in my ship. So yeah, okay.
Well, there's varying. I'm sure like us, they have varying degrees of tech,
They have to. I mean, they're visiting us for a while now, and we didn't know. So
This is true.
I mean, I honestly don't understand those people who say that there are no intelligent life besides us because there are animals who are more intelligent than some people. Let's start with that. And seriously, in an
Yes.
ever expanding galaxy and universe, you're like, no, we're the only ones.
There's two. Yeah, it's awfully
That's kind of
solipsistic.
egotistical, like being so
Yeah.
full of yourself. Like, dude, no.
It's all about me, says Earth. Right?
Because the Earth is flat. Duh.
Oh, right.
I keep forgetting. I mean, if I go with Terry Pratchett's books, it is flat.
Of
And
course.
it's on a turtle, so and elephants. But then we have magic, so I'm good with that. I would
Magic.
exchange the globeness of the Earth for magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and let's
Oh my
show
gosh.
off that wand.
Oh,
Show
the
me your
wands.
wand. Yeah, so the people can see that too. Look
my
at that
wand.
one, people.
This is the most recent one, but I think I might keep this one.
I love the crystals and I love the buttons.
So yeah, the buttons are from. I've been talking about this. I'm so boring person maybe to some people, but I am so excited about buttons. Oh my god, you guys! Buttons.
I mean, this is the button club now because
It is.
I just told Regina that when I was smaller. No, it's a lie. I still do that. But when I was, young and I wasn't allowed to, take all the buttons because I wasn't actually doing anything with them. I just wanted to have them because they were different, they were unique, they were cute, they were shells, they were whatever. So we have a really huge metal box full of old buttons because the recent new buttons are crap.
But yeah, like come on, they're like
No
so
quality,
awesome.
no fantasy. It's just bleh.
Well, like they're even the plain ones. They're like made of bone and shell and like real
Yeah.
stuff, and it's so
Oh yeah,
neat.
we have one that I think my mom's grandmother started. So there's a lot of old buttons in there, and I raided it recently when I was thinking about making bags for my tarot decks, and I made a few, but then I was like, I need space, and I put them back in boxes. So I abandoned the bag project. So then I was like, but I want to keep the buttons.
So make wands.
Yeah,
Put buttons on the wands. Then your
I'm not sure
ancestors
about
are
the
with
wand,
you.
but maybe jewelry or with the
So,
resin pieces.
but I have them
But
on there.
I
And
saw
then
a
these
Harry
are
Potter.
buttons.
Yeah, those are really cool. I saw a Harry Potter wand recently from, or it's a Fantastic Beast wand. I didn't know about it because I'm not that closely following that shit because of Disney. But I mean, no sad stuff. So whatever Disney can go themselves. There's a wand that has a pink. It looks like a resin piece at the end, it looks like a crystal.
Yeah.
that turns into wood, and I was like, I could make one because I have a form, a
That's
resin
cool.
form. It's similar for a necklace pendant. So I'm like, I think I'm gonna make a wand like that for myself, and I'm gonna
I
just
think you should do
use the glitter and I don't even know because I have so many shit that I can put in resin.
it.
I'm like, if anyone wants to order something from me, at least I have a chance to use them, because I have just so many shit.
Yeah. Ooh, I am. Is
Did you
anybody else
disappear?
having issues? I'm gonna pull out my earphones and then put them back in for a second.
Okay, I mean, for me, you glitched for a second, but inside the studio, the stream looks good.
Okay. Oh, I can hear you now. It was the sound.
Oh, okay.
So, and I'm like, I don't know if it's me because we are having weather.
Oh, same. I mean,
So,
it's supposed to be fixed now, but we had a problem last year when the sun was setting and the air got colder. The internet just cut off because the wires shrank and there was
oh,
no connection, and we didn't have internet when the sun went, set down. How do you say that normally? I forgot
the
until it
sun,
came back up.
yeah, sunset or dusk or
Yeah, setting when the sunset. Yeah, from
yeah,
sunset to sunrise, whatever.
yeah. Oh my gosh,
I mean,
that is
whatever is rebooted.
frustrating. Okay, so I was okay. It wasn't on my end. I was so nervous
Oh,
it was on my end.
of course, Tangy has a hunted button.
Ooh, well, I mean, if it's
I'm not even
happy in the
surprised.
skull jar, you gotta like let it live its best life.
I'm not surprised. I think you're inviting those buttons and creatures in.
The button creature. Oh, maybe I should make
Yeah.
like a big like all buttons.
Oh, you
Like
should.
from oh, that show. You and I talked about it before, the Murphy, the one with the Murphy.
Yeah.
Do you remember the episode with the ladies where they were they bedazzled all the zombies and kept them in their garden?
Oh, yes, yes.
Let's make one of those like with the buttons.
Mm. I mean, one of my favorite was uh, uh, the radioactive ones. Glow in the dark zombies. Those
Those
were
were
fun.
amazing. Oh my gosh.
And they're really fat. I mean, Murphy was the best. I mean,
Of
that
course.
show was amazing, and they canceled it, so I'm mad.
That was one of the ones I watched and I was like, I didn't think I was gonna like it. I did not, and I was just like, what?
Because that was one of those shows that I actually gave a chance because they figured out themselves around the fourth episode. Because
Yes.
at the beginning I was like, is this a parody? Is it serious? What are we doing? What is going on? But then they found that really nice balance that they managed to
Yeah.
keep till the end. And I think it was very clever. It was fun. It was new.
Well, and
So
just
people
when
were
it's
not watching it.
what was amazing with it, it was like every time you thought that show was about to just jump the shark,
Yeah.
and the more ridiculous it got, the better it got. I was like, this is wild. Like, how does this even work? It's so
Yeah,
great.
but they still managed to actually really talk about serious issues as well. So
Yeah.
there was an actual message with it, not just like, oh, we're making fun of The Walking Dead, because they did that a lot, and I appreciated it because they did that, and that was fun.
Yeah. So I watch The Walking Dead sometimes, and sometimes it's great, and sometimes it's a little bit like torture. It's one of those, and I'm always like, why am I
I gave
watching
up.
this? Yeah.
I mean, when they didn't kill Negan, I was like, I'm out.
And
I
now like
love Jeffrey D. Morgan. I mean, the actor. I love
mhm.
him. He's
Me too.
beautiful. I was so
Yeah.
happy to see him. But
Yes.
Negan should have been, dead by the
That
end of that season. And they kept him alive, and they were like, oh, we're gonna have conversation with him. I'm like, no, you killed the bastard.
like yeah, no. There's no
No.
civility. It's the zombie apocalypse. Stop it, people. Don't be precious.
No,
Like
I mean, after that opening episode of that season when he murdered everyone, and I still remember I was the whole episode I was like in shock.
I was
And
heartbroken. I was
yeah,
heartbroken. And
that
then
was
like,
horrible, but at the same time, it was brilliant because you just didn't
yeah.
expect them to go there, and then they didn't kill him in the end of the season. I was like, "Eh."
And
And I know that
Carol,
he's a popular actor, but dude,
can I give you a spoiler? Because I did
yeah,
watch
I'm not
after.
watching it. I'm not.
So,
I'm never gonna watch it.
okay, spoiler alert for anybody watching The Walking Dead. I don't know where you are,
Walk
so
away now for a bit.
yes. All right, spoiler in 3, 2, 1. Carol is on his side now.
Oh, what the fuck?
What? No.
Why?
No. I don't understand it. And I'm like, there's you like I don't know, there's some stuff. I'm like, I don't know that a redemption story or a backstory even makes sense. Like it's
I
you
mean, sorry,
lost
but
me.
no.
It's like there's some stuff. It's like once you cross certain Rubicons, it's
Yeah,
I don't know.
and
Like
I
and
appreciated that they showed a different side of him with Carol, Coral. Oh,
Carl.
because that was very, that was interesting. But he's still a motherfucker who need to die. So I'm
Right.
like, and they
I just
killed all the previous big enemies, big bosses.
yeah.
You don't keep big boss alive. That's just not how game works. So yeah.
I don't know. But it's so weird because I'm like, I don't know. But I mean the performances though, see that's the thing too, is the cast is just
Yeah,
really
I know.
compelling.
I
So
know,
it
but I'm annoyed. I was annoyed and I was like, I'm out.
yeah.
Nope. And I
So
gave
so
a
who
chance to
about?
that new one. I don't even know if it's still on or they canceled it with the teenagers.
Oh, I haven't watched I don't know.
There was one spin-off.
Daybreak? No, that's not it. That
No,
Daybreak is something else.
no, I can't remember. It was a bunch of
Fear
kids.
was it Fear of the Walking Dead?
I watched Fear of the Walking Dead. That was good until the main guy died. Then I didn't care. No, there was one recently. I think last year or the year prior.
Oh, I have no idea. See?
Uh,
Gaps
I
in the
will
pop
try to look
culture
it up.
knowledge. Big
So
gaps.
entertain the people while I look it up.
Oh. So, and then the fact that there's like a zombie genre. Do you ever think, okay, so I go through periods of time where I'm like, I can't deal with vampires anymore. I'm tired of vampires. I'm tired of the shiny, glittery vampires. Like, can we get back to Nosferatu kind of? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
I
and
mean,
then
I'm pissed about that because the book is actually good,
right.
but the movies are like horrible. So yeah.
Yeah. But well, it's not, I don't even know if it's about that, but like I just get saturated and then I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm like, when are we going to hit that point with zombies? Because I'm kind of there, I think.
I mean, I'm not watching anything zombie right
Yeah.
now because there was just so many. Like I can't even find the spin-off. There's just so many zombie shit coming up. I don't know, whatever. But it was, it was the usual teenager shit when they know everything better than the adults, and I'm like, I'm an adult now, kind of. Let's pretend. So I'm like,
Oh,
dude, you need to listen to people. So
are
I'm
you
like,
talking about the one with Matthew Broderick? What was that called? No,
maybe
that was Daybreak. I'm back to Daybreak.
no. So no, I don't know.
That one was
Maybe
actually,
someone knows in the
that
chat.
one was pretty funny and smart. I mean, it's very YA, but it did some really interesting things with plot and like
Yeah, but why
subverting
it
different
can
stuff.
be really good.
Sometimes it's where the best storytelling is.
Yeah, I mean, I read brilliant books in that genre, and one of my favorite one. And it's not. It doesn't have to be just teenagers be like, oh, I know everything so much better because I'm like 16.
You mean like Riverdale? Like,
Yeah.
oh, hi,
Yes,
I'm 15, but I'm the
I'm
only one
sorry
here
for
with a
everyone,
moral
and I'm
compass.
sorry for all the fans and everything, but I don't like that show.
Yeah. So okay, away from the vampires and the
I mean, I will have a chat with Sarah about vampires soon.
ooh, there you
On the
go.
20th, we're gonna talk vampires because she knows a lot about vampires.
Oh, that's cool. Well, I'll hang for that.
I mean, I still just wanna be a vampire.
Oh, The World Beyond, Debbie says, I think is the show we were trying
Yeah,
to
I
think
think
of.
so. Yeah, I think so.
Okay, cool.
I only
Did
watched a few episodes because I was like, I used to watch the Walking Dead with a friend of mine. We
mhm.
watched it together and chatted while watching, and we were looking for something to do that again, but we were like, nah, we can't. We were just yelling at the screen for the whole time, so it wasn't fun.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I hear you. I'm trying to think of what else. I'm trying to think of like the last thing I really watched that I really liked. I have been it's all short stuff on YouTube, so it's like Fred Armisen interviews lately is what I'm
Oh,
watching all the time.
I mean,
These are 5-minute clips, so
I just watched today, and I actually really had fun. Uh, an hour long video about apples because the guy was tasting apples. Because I found a gardening channel. It's Mark's Gardening Life or Garden Life, and
Mhm.
I'm gonna include his channel because I want to do a favorite YouTube channels video soon. And I just watched the guy taste the apples for an hour, and I was like, this is actually useful information because I love a certain type of apple. So I'm like, I can open and try new type of apples. So you know, I watch the most random shit,
I
ever.
think I think we all do. Like there's some stuff that like you stumble onto and you're like, I don't know why I'm fascinated by this, but I'm gonna keep watching it.
I mean,
Like
I know part of me. I mean, for that, the guy is hot, so I'm like, I'm sorry, and that's why I clicked. I'm easy like that. I am gonna admit that if I find someone like attractive, I'm gonna give them a chance. But the channel is actually it's
yeah,
interesting.
something has to hold you there, you
Yeah,
know.
because being attractive like interests me for like 5 seconds, and after that you need to do something more than just be pretty. But I think most of us are like that, so it's not news.
I think that's true. Yeah.
Portland, yeah.
Portlandia. Put a bird on
I
it.
don't think I watched it.
Put fish on it. Put a fairy on it.
Oh,
She's one of my ones that has not. I don't think she's been in anything. So
so pretty.
she's a
I love the hair.
flirt. And she has all these charms and stuff on her. And here, Nemo's caught up in her skirt. Wait, can I get it up there? There he is.
Oh,
Like,
that's so cute.
I just love her.
Oh,
I'm like, I don't know. We're
that's
doing
so
lollipops and I
interesting.
don't have candy. So I'm going to bring out all my blingy, shiny stuff.
I mean,
Maybe not all of it.
the stream is called Paperclips and Lollipops, and I have neither.
I have paper clips, but I didn't. They're
I mean,
hidden.
somewhere I have paperclips, but I tried to find one for the first stream, and I was like, I don't know where they went. But it's just it's just because those were the random words that sounded good together. So
Super
could have been
cute.
anything: paper bags and I don't know, plastic forks. It could be a bit different one, but I mean, I can read in that.
Paper bags and paint fumes. It's just people sitting like this with a paper bag going
Yeah, I,
for an
I, I,
hour.
I swear, I bet that there's a channel for that
There probably is. It's like
or a Twitch
mukbang.
stream,
Have you ever sat through a mukbang video?
of course.
I have not. I can't make it. I tried. Like as a weird. I
I
don't
mean,
know why. I'm like,
I only do that when I don't watch it for the eating part. I only watch when some of the creators that I like do randomly one because usually they talk about some topics that I'm interested or they answer questions. So there's a conversation that I'm interested in, but
yeah. Like I would probably watch people sitting around having a conversation if it wasn't completely about like eating and mouth
I mean
noises.
the good ones are not actually about eating. It just makes it more cozy because the
Okay.
original idea in Korea they started it because people were home alone and they didn't want
Yeah.
to eat alone, so they were actually streaming so they had company while eating. So that was the original, I think, original idea,
Oh,
which
that's
makes
really
sense because
cool.
there's a lot of lonely people, so it makes sense to reach out to others.
I think that makes it a much better idea than what I thought it was. I was like,
Yeah,
I'm
because
like,
yeah,
I don't want to watch people like hurt themselves by overeating. Like, you know what
yeah,
I
I
mean?
mean,
Like where it's
there's
you
a
can
lot.
tell they're about to gag.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who went with the extremes with that, and they are, oh, yeah. But uh, I think it came from Korea because it's mukbang. But over there, you're kind of, I don't even think if you can. There are a lot of places where you can't book a table just for one.
Oh, okay.
In restaurants, you have to go with people. You have to go with your boyfriend or whatever, your family. But they don't really encourage people eating out alone, which I kind of find weird.
So that's interesting. All right. Well, I mean, it's more money if you have more people seated in the
Yeah, but it kind of it really
extra isolating.
isolates the single people even more, because in Korea, I mean, I visited Korea in 2012.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago now. But there are not a lot of places where you can actually meet people.
Yeah.
There's just restaurants where couples and friend groups go, but there are not a lot of social spaces where you can actually just start talking to people. Everything is online, which is kind
And
of
that's
weird.
hard. Like I don't know. Like I would hate to be young and learning how to date through an online space.
Yeah.
Like that would I don't
I mean,
know.
I did try that. Yeah, I was on Tinder when the quarantine stuff started, because I don't know. I was like, oh, I want to meet someone. Let's sign up for Tinder, and then like boom, Corona and quarantine, and let's not meet anybody.
Ever again.
So yeah. But I kind of, my problem with that is I don't like the directness of it. That if you say you like someone or you're interested in someone, that automatically means that yes, I want to have some sort of a relationship with you. So
Yeah.
there's no chance for just being friends, not really.
Or getting to know each other.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
I mean, maybe I'm old fashioned. I don't know, or
yeah. It
maybe
just seems
I mean
hard to
that's why I'm single.
I don't know. I always want things to happen organically too for me, you know.
Yeah, I mean, ever since I was, small, I kind of wanted a relationship where we would be friends first and then something else.
Yeah.
Even though it never happened, but in my head it still sounds nicer than.
Right. Well, and it is true that friendship for most in the context of relationships, like those kinds, it's like if that's the basis, if you have your basis of it is in friendship, then
Yeah,
it's kind of better, it's just got more staying power if what you're looking for is long term. Not everybody's looking for that,
no, and nothing wrong with that. So
but
it's just, I mean,
I have to try on all my rings now.
yeah,
That's what I'm doing.
you
That's why
have
I
to
keep
show them.
looking over
You have
here.
to show them.
I will. I'm just trying to make sure they're all like ones I haven't already shown.
But
So
why? We can't. I mean,
I
nothing
have
is
no
gonna
idea.
happen if you show something twice.
I don't know. I just get these ideas in my head and I'm like, I'll just go with it. I know it's goofy. All right. Oh, that's too big for that finger. Once.
That's what
What?
he said.
Oh, oh my gosh. I haven't heard
Oh,
somebody
and
say
by
that
the
in a
way,
while.
I stole this mug. I just because of the handler.
That is a cool handle.
Because you
I
can
do like
actually
it.
hold it without touching the mug.
That's
And
pretty cool. I
it's
don't
I
think I
mean
have any.
it's on brand.
Oh. Very
So show me
cute.
your rings again.
I'll just do this. Here's my
Ah,
rings.
they
Here's
look
the
like
other one.
eyes.
Right? And it's just the ones that look like that are the ones they're just two buttons stacked on top of each other.
Yeah.
And
And
like
how
wearing.
many rings do you have?
How many rings do I have? Oh.
Just the ballpark.
I don't know. Um well, I mean I made them all. So I probably 100
Hmm.
at least.
This is so true. You have to
Yes,
like your significant other as much as you love them.
agreed.
Yeah, because I love my family, but sometimes I don't like certain people, and I know that it's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same for them. But yeah,
I mean, and that's family too. Like,
Nope, we don't show prototypes today. I mean, at least not me, because
Oh,
this is a non-tarot related stream.
oh, prototype? Are you talking about jewelry stuff?
No, it's the smoke, ash and embers deck.
Oh, okay.
I can't find it, but
No tarot talk.
yes, exactly. I mean, I put up the walkthrough, and
Yeah. It was funny because like we were like, okay, we're not gonna talk about tarot. I'm like, what am I gonna talk about? Because
there's
I'm
so
like,
many.
I eat, sleep, and breathe tarot. Like
Yeah, but you're
it's
not
all
just tarot. Mhm. Yeah, I
mm,
mean, I was just thinking today because for I have these songs or artists that I go back to and listen to periodically, and I was wondering, what are your not favorites one necessarily, but albums or songs that you just find yourself listening to every once in a while.
oh, you know what? The album question I think is interesting because for me be able to sit and listen to a whole album has gotten more and more difficult. And I can't
Oh,
tell if it's because there's less cohesion and concepts for albums
mhm.
now, or if it's really just like being 46 or whatever and like having listened to music forever. Because do you notice that thing, like people who are like a little bit older, though, they will get stuck in terms of like where their basis of knowledge is in music, and
Yeah.
it makes sense. It's like not, but they'll be like, that's the only real rock and roll. I'm like, no, that's not true. You just were young when your batch
Yeah,
of rock
yeah,
and roll came
yeah.
out, and that's what you're emotionally attached to. But like a lot of singles. So like it really
Yeah, I
did,
have to
Cheryl.
reboot her.
I was like, oh, because there's little boxes of all the ones I made, like stashed in places too. Like I don't even know, but
Yeah, I mean, I was just wondering because I have like 3 or 4, and I don't really wear them. So I was like, when do you wear all those rings? Like, there's not enough time to wear all those rings.
well, in the top down tarot
Yeah, I
videos.
know, I know.
So and right now all of them. um but oh, what were we talking about? But yeah,
Music.
so I don't know. So I think about that stuff sometimes too, and then like I don't know. So I'm trying to think of most recently released thing that I've probably listened to a
Doesn't have
lot.
to be
It's had
recent,
to be
It not doesn't have to be recent.
well, no, but David Bowie I always revisit. Prince, Purple Rain.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think of like, oh, it's a really good album. I don't know if you've heard of LP as the name of the
Yes,
singer.
yes, I love
Oh,
her too.
she's just, and
Yeah,
if it wasn't for her voice, some of those songs would musically be really pretty boring. But like,
yeah.
she's just
So
the right,
unique and different.
yes, just awesome.
And the newest ones, I really, really like this one that's coming
Yeah.
out. I mean, this is the album that I discovered, heard them. I don't know, the pronouns.
Can I swear?
Of course, fucking
Okay.
yes. This is not a non-swearing
Yeah.
stream.
So there's another band called Thunder Pussy that I love, and I found them because they were playing in my area, and I was like,
Oh,
"Oh, what's this band about?" I'm like,
exactly
"This
with
is
that
either
name.
gonna be really annoying to me or I'm gonna love them," and I freaking love them. So it's an
That's
all-girl
cool.
group,
Mhm,
very rock and roll.
mhm,
The woman's voice, like the closest I can come to like a comparison would probably be Robert Plant, but that's not really accurate.
mhm.
So it's like if Robert Plant's voice and like the Wilson sisters from Heart had like some
Oh,
kind of weird baby, that would
oh,
be this person's voice, right? And then their
interesting.
guitar player does like a lot of like Hendrix stuff, like plays the electric guitar with a
Mhm.
violin, with a bow
Oh, okay,
sometimes, and they do all
that's
this like crazy,
interesting.
super wild, but very if it's rock and roll, dancier stuff. Recent dancey stuff. I don't know.
Fancy stuff.
Air from I can't remember the name of the album. From like the early aughts, I think. Air, a band called Air. They did the soundtrack to the Virgin Suicides. If you saw
Oh,
that
okay.
movie,
Yeah, I saw that.
really ambient, very like atmospheric. What else?
Interesting.
I have like a really weird, like wide. I think I listened to Childish Gambino's "This Is America" on a loop for like 6 months. Just that
Yeah, I
song.
think that happens with pretty much everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Um,
listen to pretty much everything except the really hardcore metal when they
yeah.
just like, that's
Ooh,
not.
High Lung. What do you think of High Lung?
I don't know.
Okay.
So I don't think anything.
That's fair.
uh, and the really that doesn't have, I have to have melody in music.
Yeah.
And recently the two albums, Taylor Swift, Folklore and
Yeah.
Evermore, those are those albums are like punches in my heart. So
Oh,
I usually start crying when I listen to those songs. I don't know why, but
yeah.
shadow work.
Oh,
But
there's an artist who like I will listen beginning to end no matter what the album is Jessica Hoop. She's a little bit like Kate Bush, but
oh,
but
I
not.
don't know Kate Bush, but
Yeah, but yeah, it just it's a really good solid listen. Um
yeah,
Kay
because
Madza. I have to maybe I'll put it in chat so that like I'll put it in the
okay,
private chat. But it's she for hip hop, I started listening to her like a couple years ago, but the album title is what hooked me. I'm like, I'm going to explore this sound. It was called Last Year Was Weird, Volume 2. Like I was like, I have to listen to that.
I mean,
Um,
we could title this year that as well.
right? But
Yeah,
I thought that was genius. And the album did not let me down. It was awesome.
yeah. And I was listening to, there's a guy called James Young with a Y, James Young, and
Okay.
he's not a very known singer, but he has only one album and two EPs, and I'm like, please release more music. I just love his voice, and I love the songs, and they are those. I mean, he sings about a lot of fucked up shit. Uh,
Yeah.
those type of relationship sort of songs when they just kind of borderline serial killerish sense, and
Oh,
that's
yes.
which is very interesting because there's a the Maroon 5 song called Animal. Do you know that one?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that song is a very interesting one, and I still love that album. I mean, I love Maroon 5. They are just I reliably good. Um, but every once in a while when I'm listening to it, I scroll down to the comments and I keep seeing comments that, oh, now, how many years later, now I actually understand what this song is about, and it's not about animals. And I'm like, yeah, when you listen to it and you're young, you have no idea. And
Oh my gosh.
James Young's songs are pretty much in that realm.
Okay.
But I don't know, I really love his music, and I was just listening to it all day today again because he released the piano version for Infinity, which is one of my favorite songs.
Oh, cool.
And I'm like, but that's good, but please do something new. I mean, he's so young, he can do that. So I'm like, and Panic at the Disco. I mean, for me, Panic at the Disco is my favorite band ever, and
Yeah.
I still haven't seen them play live. And I'm just, they never come around here, and I'm just so mad at them because I want to hear Brandon Urie sing live.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I just saw a note Tony said Brett
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Michael. Yeah. And then Debbie was talking about how she'll listen to rap music and people in our age group, I guess, give her a hard time about it, which
Why?
is super weird because it's like we were young when it was kind of
When it
becoming
started
national.
picking up, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean Tribe Called Quest, Low End
Mhm.
Theory. I listened to that album a lot in that genre.
I mean,
Um,
I wasn't listening to rap or hip hop back then, just Tupac because everybody was listening to Tupac.
right.
But I mean, I don't even know Lil Nas X. I mean, what his genre is, because I never, pay attention to, oh, I have to listen to this one, but I really love his songs, even though it's more pop song than.
Yeah. Well, Lil Nas X has done some really interesting things. Like he's
I
kind
really
of
love
like,
the new album is really good.
yeah.
And it's very personal, and I really enjoy the honesty in the songs.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Jubal.
Jezebel. There's if you like singer-songwriter stuff where it's a little more like guitar, bluesy, like a little bit country fried,
Yeah.
Jason Isbell is very
Okay.
versatile, interesting. Started with a band called the Drive-By Truckers.
Oh, I know. I heard about that.
Yeah.
I mean, just heard, because there's just so many musicians, so many bands, and so many genre. I mean, it's great, but it's easier to miss out on good things.
Well, and the other thing too about that is like I'm also thinking like I'm remembering like how like you could get together with a group of friends and you'd like have almost like a listening party where like you just put one record on. I said record.
I mean, I mean, I wish I could have a record player and buy all my music on records, but it's just so fucking expensive that I'm not doing that.
And the space too.
Yeah.
Like the space.
Yeah. That's why I have YouTube Music.
Right. But what was I saying? Oh yeah. So but you could all like you get a huge group of people, a whole generation like kind of coalescing around like a single artist or like album. And now it's all of the like you can have that scale of like fandom, but it's all in these different niches and different. And if there's an algorithm that doesn't suggest it to you, you might not find it.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say, because YouTube is trying to make me watch Alaska Thunder Fox video, but I was like, I'm not sure I want to watch it, but maybe I will be. I mean, Taji is recommending it, so.
Oh wow!
I mean, there's a new song from oh God, Trixie Mattel.
Okay.
Trixie just released "Hello Hello." That's the new song, and it's more of a 60s pop song kind of style. And I think it's really cool, and I love her music. So
that's so fun.
And she and Katya are my absolute favorite drag queens. Those two together are just brilliant.
Yay!
I love a good. I mean, they are funny, and I enjoy funny people. So
I feel like we should make a joke now.
I mean, Google. Let's Google.
I'm like, oh, I gotta find the worst one, like the dumbest.
I mean, I put a joke in my
knock.
In my YouTube bio, but no one read it. So I specifically put a joke in there in case anybody ever looks it up, and no one ever looked it up.
Knock.
Who's there?
Yoda lady.
I mean,
I know, and I totally stole that from one of the Fred Armisen things I was watching. I don't remember what thing it was. It wasn't Fred Armisen? No, it wasn't. It was cast of Schitt's Creek.
Oh, I have to watch Schitt's Creek. I haven't watched it. My sister watched it already, and I didn't see you.
That is another one that I did not think I was gonna like, another show. Because I was like, none of these characters are likable in like the first episode, and then you keep watching, and the show has so much heart, and it's a really smart show because like almost without noticing, there's real personal character growth in the story arcs. So it's like, oh, now I get it.
Yeah, I mean, it's on my list, but I watch a lot of TV shows.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a good one that ended recently. Only Murders in the Building.
I want to see that. That's on
really
Hulu, right?
I mean, I don't watch it on Hulu, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Hulu is it's not accessible here. I have Netflix, so they can fuck off. Not gonna pay
you made me snort. I don't know. I'm like at Netflix and Prime, but the last show I watched on Prime was Carnival Row.
Exactly. That's why we don't have Prime anymore, because I That was Bone, maybe Bones and Shadow, Shadow and Bones. What was the
Watch
title?
that? I don't remember if I watched that.
That's a witchcrafty, witchy thing.
Oh, oh, did you see Jezebel's comment?
Yeah, I just didn't get the joke, so I'm sorry. Yeah, I watch almost every English, British crime show. I'm watching it, and we're watching football.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the UK people can make crime shows so well.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of like the true crime, did you watch or BBC stuff? Did you watch Peaky Blinders?
No,
Okay.
because everybody watches Peaky Blinders, and I was like, everybody watches it. I don't want to watch it
What
now.
is that reaction? I have that sometimes too, and so does my brother. We talk about this all the time. We're like, with so many people tell us to watch the same thing that we're like, we're never gonna do it. I, for example, have still not seen the Titanic.
Oh
I
wow!
am probably the only person in the United States that has not seen the Titanic.
I mean, we watched it in the movies, and it was so early that we had to wait until the two, because it was a long movie and it was two rolls, and there was
Oh,
like a 50-minute break until they changed, in the middle of the movie.
wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh
So
my
yeah,
gosh.
yeah,
But
that
my
was a long time ago.
but me and a friend of mine used to run around going, I'm not going to see Titanic because we know how it ends. The
I mean,
boat
yeah, but that's not the point.
boat sinks.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I that's why I'm happy that I didn't know that Harry Potter was already such a big thing when I first came across the book.
Yeah.
Because if I knew that, I would never read it and I would have missed out. But it was just we were on a family holiday with neighbors, and my friend's mother was reading the book, the first one, and I was like, just secretly reading the first one, and I was like 15 pages in by the time we went home, and I had to wait until she finished the book so I was able to get it from her and read it, and I was absolutely, I fell in love with that story. But yeah, I
Yeah.
still haven't watched the, what was it called, 300.
Oh
The
yeah.
I still haven't watched that because that was something like everybody was watching, and I was like, I can't. I just,
Well, what I'll say about the 300, that's another one. It's like, well, we kind of know how it ends. It's
yeah,
visual.
but I'm sure it's a good one.
It's visually stunning, like just like just beautiful cinematography. That is the most of what I remember, and I remember the guy, but it was in the trailer. Ooh, I'm dropping
Oh, look at that! You're not
things
alone.
things that can't be mentioned right now. And tonight we died in hell, like that guy.
The news. I don't watch the news.
Gerard Butler, right? Yeah.
I mean, I know
Father.
I love the guy. I mean, like the actor. Of course, I can fucking remember his name because I'm so bad with names.
Oh,
But
he's probably better
speaking
than you
of,
think.
I mean, if we want to talk about visually beautiful thing, Hannibal was the TV series, was one of the
Oh,
most. This just a beautifully shot
I did
thing.
not watch that.
It's just I mean,
I
Mads Mikkelsen is freaking Hannibal, so I was like, hello, please.
I
And
have to
I think it
mention.
was, and I just love the ending. So I was so pleased with the ending, and it's
So
beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
okay, so maybe I'll watch it now. I don't know,
And
but
the other one that I really love how it looks is American Gods.
oh, I want
That's
to
another thing.
see that.
It's shot so beautifully that I have to rewatch episodes because sometimes I'm just like, and I'm like, oh, okay, what was actually happening, and I have to go back because
Because it's so
it's
pretty.
it's just
Oh my gosh.
it's visual porn in the best way.
I have to mention Tara Stash, Gerald. I knew you were part of my soul family. So the only other person in the United States
Yeah,
who
I
hasn't
wasn't
seen
even surprised.
Titanic.
I mean, I can, I've seen that scene even without seeing the movie. So Cillian Murphy, of course, yes,
Yes.
because I knew him
There's
previously prior to this show. Just Sense8, yeah, Sense8,
he's
yes.
in it might be one of my favorite movies. There's a movie called Breakfast on Pluto
Hmm.
that
I'm not
is
sure if I.
like it's real small. Like I don't think it had wide release at all, but I encourage everyone to check it out. It is heartbreaking and
Oh,
beautiful film,
we love
and it's not like
heartbreaking.
anything. And it's like, and it's very rock and roll, and it's not like anything I've ever seen before or since, and it's nothing like anything else Cillian Murphy's ever been in.
Oh,
So very
I don't
dramatic.
think
Liam
I don't
Neeson's
think
in
I've
it.
seen. I can't remember if I watched it because I watched a lot of things for Cillian Murphy because
Yeah.
well, he's hot.
Yes. And I think it's based on a book, actually. I'm like knocking into things with my rings. I'm just gonna
You can do
just,
that,
just
but
do this.
you need a ring. You need a ring on your pinky fingers as well.
I did have some, but they kind of flew off.
Oh,
And then I keep changing them out. So so there's that. But animation. Are you an animation person?
no,
I am
I
not
prefer
either.
real people.
I do. I
Mostly.
will watch animation though. So the last
I watched a
animated,
few things. I watched
yeah,
The Wish Dragon because it's a dragon,
of course.
and it was fun. It was a really good one.
Cool.
But usually, no,
Um,
I'm
I was
not. I don't watch anime or. I prefer people.
yeah, I hear you.
What, Gerald? Where are you from? Like where how? Not even Dirty Dancing. Come on now.
Wow.
The amount of time we practice that scene.
This
How
is
can you
my
not?
dance space. This is your dance space. Let's cha cha.
I mean, I watched it in Hungarian, so. Oh yeah.
Oh, can you say the line in Hungarian?
Sorry.
Can you say the line?
Oh, I can't because I don't remember. I mean, I'm
Okay.
really bad with remembering stuff like that. I
Yeah.
read the Harry Potter books in Hungarian like 25 times now, and I'm not gonna be able to quote a lot because I don't know. My memory doesn't work like that.
I understand. I pick up like weird things and like I can't remember how to do anything conversational in another language. And I never was immersed in it. Like you have to be immersed, I think, to
Yeah,
retain stuff.
you have to
But
watch a lot of TV shows. That helps. Trust me.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, nobody puts baby in the corner, obviously.
Right. But I remember like little phrases.
I mean, there are three movies in our households that are cult status. One of them
Okay.
being the best, which is John Leguizamo. I don't know how you say his name because it's not how you say it.
Okay.
John Legu. It's how you type it. I'm gonna
I
type it.
know who you're talking about though.
I don't know how you say his name because we just never learned how to say his name.
I think you're pretty close. Like John Leguizamo is how I've
Because
always said it.
something like that, and I'm really sorry. It's just Hungarian. The language works like how you write it. It's how you say it, and when you don't know how to pronounce something, you go with how it's written down. That's why Hermione, for example, is Hermione in Hungarian because in the book that it's not explained how you pronounce it, and everybody just saw that it's spelled out that way, and everybody calls her that, even though
Right.
we know by now that it's not her name. We see in Hungary it's Hermione. But yeah, so John Leguizamo, sorry, he has a movie called Best,
Mm.
and that's not half as funny in the original, in English than in Hungarian. In Hungarian, they added a lot of jokes. It's just full of really good puns, and we never understood why it wasn't such a big movie because it's hilarious in Hungarian, And then I watched it in English, and I was like, okay, I understand. It's half as funny. Because they really,
Wow,
really made it better in Hungarian. And
that
the
is
other one is,
amazing.
so we quote that movie all the time in our household. The other one is Robin Hood and Robin Hood Man in Tights.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I mean and it's Hungarian. It's brilliant also. And the other one is Spaceballs.
Oh yeah, you can't go wrong with like Spaceballs.
And these three are like, it's just these are like staple movies that we need to watch and every once in a while. And I'm kind of want to do a marathon of all three recent. I mean, soon.
Oh
Hello.
my gosh, that'd be fun.
Okay, so it's John Leguizamo.
Yeah.
Leguizamo. I mean, guys, who I was talking about.
That's the important part, as long as it's communicated.
Yeah, but I know how we say it, but like I said, when you don't know it immediately and you're just reading it, these are
Yeah.
just one Hermione. I know it's Hermione, but it's Hermione in Hungarian. So I'm just telling you what's up. Oh, Carrie Elves is brilliant, and Mel Brooks in general. I mean,
Yeah.
how the movie stars, like I don't know the English one, but when they are shooting arrows um, on the rooftops and everything starts to burn down, and someone is like, "Go fuck yourself, Mel Brooks," or something like that, because they kind of burn the city for the opening credit.
Oh my
So
gosh.
use the Schwartz, yes. There's only one person who can use the Schwartz. Oh, and
I
the
see your
jam.
Schwartz is as big as mine. Yes. You
I
got to
think
break
that
that
would be
quote out
brilliant.
for Wandathon, Gerald.
Ooh,
He's proud of
you have to do that. Yes, I really
you.
have to watch these three movies, and yeah. So I'm sorry that you guys don't know how funny Pest actually is, because that movie is brilliant. But only you have to learn Hungarian for that. So I'm sorry.
All right. Well, I guess we all have homework.
I mean, you are not gonna learn that because it's fucking hard. But I take pride in being one of the hardest language to learn. So
Oh my gosh. It's funny. People say sometimes that English is the hardest to learn because there's so many exceptions to the rules, and
English. I'm sorry,
that's what
but
they say. And then what's the other one I always hear? Japanese.
yeah, Japanese. Okay,
Um,
Chinese,
yeah. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know what's true.
Hungarian is in the top three. So
Is it? Okay.
mhm, officially, I
What's
still think it's the hardest. So
yeah.
no, because I really love Hungarian language. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful lyrical language, and what I really love is that you can tell someone to fuck off in such a beautiful way that they might not even catch that you tell them to fuck off.
That's awesome.
I know. Yeah.
That's like the dirtiest swear word that I know. In Polish sounds like it's a flower. It's beautiful.
Which one? Because Polish there are some similar
Pizda.
words. Which one?
Pizda.
Pizda. Oh, yeah. Because there's kurva, which some which means prostitute, and some other language shares. I think Romanian maybe, or
Okay.
yeah. So if you want to say prostitute, it's kurva.
Kurva.
See,
So
I,
I'm
I
just
just
gonna run
told you
around calling
something.
everybody Kurva Kurva
This
Pizda.
this is why you're here, guys. You learning how to say Hungarian.
I
So
won't. I can't even say aloud the one that I just said in Polish. I can't do it. But
what are we
it's my
talking about?
favorite.
I mean, I want to learn Norwegian because that's easy. That's one of the easiest language to learn,
Wait, which one is?
Norwegian. Because
Oh.
Jezebel was like learn Icelandic. I don't think I want to learn Icelandic, but Norwegian I want to learn.
I like it. Gerald's like, let Orshi have Hungarian as the most difficult language.
Look up any list. Hungarian is in the top three.
Well, I mean, I think, here's the thing though, like as like a, you know, I think every language other than the one that you speak every day is the hardest language to learn, to be
Of course.
honest. Like I just, like I'll
Yeah,
pick
but
up pieces,
there are
but
things that are easier to pick up because the grammar rules are easier.
when in the
They are logical, or they're just not a
pronunciation,
lot.
like I don't know that I would have any kind of facility for learning a language that requires like clicks and certain other kinds of
Yeah.
percussive sounds in it because you do
I'm
we
so
develop.
used to, yeah, it's the same. I'm so used to pronouncing shit in a certain way that, yeah, I'm too old for formulating something new.
Yeah, like what was it, and I think,
Oh, we offended Peter. I'm really sorry.
oh, does Peter knows what I was saying. 'Cause-
Looks like.
uh-oh.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
But we're on our ring, so no one is, around.
It's okay.
Okay. Do you want to stay, by the way, or do you want to go?
I think I need to go. I do have to get
Okay.
working going, but like Richie's on in like a little bit, and I only know that because my notice
Oh,
popped. Um, but I did
you
want to make another point about learning languages, and this isn't actually from linguistics or like learning language, but there was something that I think it was Eddie Murphy in a really old interview. I don't know why I remember this stuff, but I do. But he was talking about like if you want to sound like someone, what you want to do is move your face around in a way that feels like it looks like them, even if it doesn't at all.
mhm.
Because then that's going to change the way your muscles move
Oh,
to get that sound
sound.
out.
Oh, okay.
And I've used that trick, and it's pretty dead on. So I'm like, why don't we teach that when we teach languages? Because I think that it would be easier to understand folks if we kind of like
Because,
folded that in.
yeah, because the school system sucks. I mean, we
Can't make
teach
it
kids
fun either.
all the bullshit that they don't need.
Yeah. Well, but we're not supposed to be complaining. We're supposed to have joy. I'm pulling on
Yes.
my wand so we can have joy.
Yeah, and you can go. Okay, then I'm gonna let you go because we already swore. We talked about a lot of things that I think I mean, I
Yeah.
think we managed to scratch the surface of Regina in a way, not in a perverted bad way. Because like I said, I love everyone around here. Just, I want to know more about you, not just, which deck you bought and why you why you bought it, because those are interesting things. But I like having conversations with people, and now I'm in a position where I can be like, hey, come and join me, and you're like, okay, and I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah. I had a blast. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, thank you so much. And like I said, I should have said it in the beginning, but if anyone is around, rewatching, if anybody wants to come and join me at any point, you don't have to have a channel, you don't have to be anywhere. Just have a webcam and use StreamYard. Let's have a chat because I would love to have everybody on. You know, all
Yay.
is welcome.
It doesn't hurt, I promise.
Yes, and I can be nice. I think. I mean, I
I
can be an
also
asshole, but I wasn't.
thank you for not being an asshole, Orshi. We appreciate you.
So right, I mean, it was so hard. Okay, let's awkwardly wave away the people. Bye,
Bye.
guys.